Hello and welcome to another day of yoga. Find comfortable seats, close your eyes, relax your shoulders, breathe in and out through your nose. Bring your hands to your heart, maybe keeping your eyes closed or allowing them to gently open. Then with your next inhale, reach your hands up toward the ceiling, keeping them together. And on your exhale, open your arms out to the side, bring them around and down all the way back to your heart. And repeat with your breath, lifting hands up on your inhale and bringing them down on your exhales. Pause next time your arms are lifted toward the ceiling. Taking a breath out and in here. And then next time you breathe out, twist toward the left, bringing your arms down to either side of you. On your next inhale, untwist, lift your arms overhead, and exhale, twist to the other side. Again, bringing your arms down and holding here. Next inhale, untwist, lift your arms overhead. Look up towards your hands. Take a breath in and out here. On your exhale, bringing your arms down, bringing them forward and coming to tabletop. I'll do some cat-cows here. On your inhale, lowering your belly, lifting your chin, and on your exhale, tucking your chin, lifting your spine. Moving back and forth with your breath. And then come to a neutral spine. We're going to warm up our wrists a little bit here. So turn your fingers toward the edges of your mat. Press your palms firmly into the ground, and then a couple of times try shifting back and forth. Noticing how that feels in your wrists, keeping as much as your hand pressing down as you can the whole time. And then bring your shoulders over your wrists and go side to side a few times. Shoulders back over your wrists. Begin to turn your wrists so your fingers point toward the front. Keep turning in that direction until they point toward each other. And then again, press into your hands and try shifting forward and back. And then shift side to side. And then come back to center. Turn your fingers forward and come back, lifting your hands up. So coming to a seat, sitting on your heels. You can have your toes tucked under or feet flat. Give your hands a little break. Open and close your fingers. Wiggle them around. And then bring your wrists together and make a couple circles here. And circles the other direction. And release, shake out, and let's come back to all fours. We're going to strengthen our wrists a little bit here. So you want to try to keep all of your arm straight here and your shoulders neutral, not using those to lift and lower. Instead, you're going to use your wrists. So you might want to walk your knees a little bit closer, but try to keep your shoulders over your wrists. And then when you're ready, try lifting your wrists off the mat. As you do so, lift your thumb so you're not pressing up with your thumb, and then lower back down. And then on your own, lifting and lowering your wrists. If it hurts or feels like too much, walk your knees in closer. If this feels easy, you can walk your knees back. You could even come to a plank. I've seen someone do this from full plank before, which seems completely impossible, but you know, maybe we'll get there someday. And let's do one more here. And then again, sit back on your heels, move around your hands, whatever movements seem like they'd feel good. And then let's come back to a child's pose. Maybe widening your knees, walking your arms forward, shifting your hips back, letting your head come towards your mat. Press your palms into your mat, shift forward to a modified plank, and let's lower all the way down to the ground. Try and keep a straight line as you slowly lower down. Press the tops of your feet into your mat, your hips into your mat, and then lift your head and shoulders, lift up to a small cobra, and then lower back down. We're going to lift and lower a couple of times. So if you'd like, moving with your breath, lifting on your inhales and lowering on your exhales. If you'd like to make it more challenging, lift your palms as you lift your head and shoulders. Lift one more time and hold. If you have your hands lifted, shift them back about one hand's length, then press them down to the ground and slowly peel the rest of your body off the mat. So you're coming up into up dog, top your feet on the mat, maybe shifting your gaze forward or slightly up, being aware of your neck. Then we're going to lower all the way back down. So slowly bending your arms so that your legs, your hips, your stomach lower down, and then slowly lift your hands, shift them under your shoulders, and place them down for a moment here. Rest your forehead or your cheek on the mat. And then make sure your gaze is back in center. Push up through a modified plank, and then head back to a downward dog. Pull out your downward dog, bend one knee at a time. Find stillness in your legs. Maybe widen your feet a little wider than hips distance. And then walk your hands towards your feet. Come to a forward fold to the back of your mat. Feel free to bend your knees. We're going to hang out here for a moment, letting your head hang down. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Move your torso side to side. And let your hands hang down toward the floor. Press into your feet. Imagine you could turn your toes away from each other, bringing some engagement into your legs. Keep that engagement as you slowly round up to stand. Eventually lifting your gaze and your arms up toward the ceiling. And then return your arms by your side. Bring your feet about hips distance apart or nearer, whatever works best for you. Then on your next inhale, keep your arms overhead. On your exhale, hinge forward at your hips, fold forward. On your next inhale, lift part way. Exhale to fold back down. And then walk your hands forward, crawl out to a plank. Okay, so we're going to do some shoulder push-ups here. You can do these from full plank, from modified plank, or you can do them from all fours if you want. So with these, you're going to try to keep your arms completely straight and then lift and lower through your shoulder joint. So you should be keeping a straight line from your head to your toes, head to your heels, but you can first lift up if you like. Imagine your shoulder blades separating and then slowly lower down, imagining your shoulder blades coming closer together, and then gently lifting and lowering. Always welcome to come down to bring your knees down at any point if you want. Try not to bring any strain to your neck, so you want your neck neutral, not hanging down or gaze super far forward or up. Let's do one more. And then everyone bring your knees down. Let's head back to a child's pose. Maybe bring your arms alongside you. It might feel good on your shoulders and your wrists. Stretch your arms forward. Come to a modified plank. And we're going to take a really slow vinyasa to downward dog. So we'll do a similar thing to what we did earlier. Lowering down all the way to the ground. And lifting up into a cobra. If you'd like, lifting your hands. And then maybe shifting to downward dog by first shifting your hands back. Then pressing them down using the strength of your arms to lift your stomach, your hips, your legs off the floor. Bringing your shoulders away from your ears, and then slowly bending your elbows, lowering your body gently back to the floor, and lifting your hands up, bringing them underneath your shoulders, and then pressing into your hands to come up to a plank and move back to downward dog. Then step or hop to the front of your mat, forward fold. On your next inhale, lift part way, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, come up to standing, reach your arms overhead. And exhale, bring your arms alongside you. All right, we're going to do some kind of squats to come back to crescent pose. So to start, you can have your hands wherever you'd like, maybe just on your hips. And let's start by stepping back with the right foot. So you're going to come onto the toes of your right foot. Have your toes about by your left heel. And then on your exhale, bend both knees and lower down as much as you want. And then inhale to come back up. So do two more here. You can lower down however much you feel like. The lower you go, the more work it is. And then after you do three, take a small step back. And then do the same thing here. Exhale down, inhale up 3 times. Try to keep your spine straight up toward the ceiling. Top of your head up toward the ceiling, not leaning forward as you lower and lift. After 3, take another step back. Exhale, lower, inhale, lift. 3 times here. And then we'll take one more step back. So here, coming to where your crescent pose would be, and then exhale, lower, inhale, lift. Next time you lower down, we're going to hold. Don't let your knee come all the way to the ground. So it doesn't get a rest, make it work. Maybe lift your arms overhead if you'd like. Then slowly straighten your back leg, coming toward a more conventional crescent pose. Maybe staying here, or maybe leaning forward. So if you lean forward, imagine you could find a straight line from your hands to your back foot. If you lean forward, lift back up. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, lower your hands down. Step your front foot back, coming to a plank. We'll take another slow vinyasa here. On your exhale, lower down to the ground, all the way down. On your inhale, lift up to cobra. Then shift your hands back. Press into your hands to slowly lift up to an upward dog. And then slowly lower all the way back down. Lifting your hands, shift them under your shoulders. Press into them to come to a plank. And then head to downward dog. Look towards your hands, step or hop forward, forward fold. On your inhale, lift part way. And on your exhale, fold back down. Inhale, come up to standing, reach your arms overhead. And exhale, arms by your side. All right, we'll step back with the other leg this time. So again, hands maybe on your hips. If you want to keep them overhead the whole time, you do you. Come onto your left toes, left foot by your right heel, and then exhale to lower down and inhale to lift up. Doing down and up 3 times here. And then take one small step back. Exhale to lower, inhale to lift 3 times. Another step back. Exhale, lower, inhale, lift. And then one more time, stepping back to your full crescent pose. Exhaling to lower and inhaling to lift. Next time you lower, hold down low. Again, don't let your back knee come all the way to the ground. And then straighten your back leg. Lift your arms overhead for our conventional crescents. And then we'll mess it up again by leaning forward, straight line from your hands to your back foot. Lift your arms up, overhead, straight up. Take an inhale here. Exhale, hands down. Step your right foot back, coming to a plank. On your exhale, lower down to the ground. Inhale up to cobra. And then lift your hands, shift them back. Press into your hands to lift to upward dog. Carefully lower all the way back down, lifting your hands, shifting them under your shoulders and using them to come through a plank to downward dog. Look towards your hands, step or hop forward, forward fold. On your inhale, lift part way. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to stand, reach your arms overhead. And exhale, arms by your side. All right, we're going to do some balancing here, and then we're going to step back to warrior two. So make sure you have plenty of room behind you. We're going to do a chair figure four first. So bend both knees and cross your right leg over your left knee, flexing your right foot. You can hold on to your leg if you'd like. You can bring your arms out to the side or bring them up overhead. Maybe bend into your standing leg a little bit more if you want more work. Now we're going to slowly come to half moon. So straighten your standing leg. Release your top leg, but don't let it come down to the ground. Then you're going to turn toward the right, opening your hips up. Straighten your right leg. Arms can be straight out to either side, helps with balance a little bit. And then slowly lower your left hand toward the floor, or you can stay lifted if you want. My balance doesn't want me to lean forward today. Then carefully drop back to warrior two, bending your standing leg, landing your right foot on the floor, opening your arms parallel to the ground, breathing here. Then reverse your warrior, lift your left arm up. Maybe bring your right arm behind you and reach it toward your left thigh. Then come forward to side angle. Maybe keep your right arm where it is, so you come into a half bind. Maybe bring your left arm underneath your front leg, so you come to a full bind. Slowly begin to release your hands, lift back up to warrior two. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Step your left foot back, coming to a plank, and then take whatever version of vinyasa you'd like to get to downward dog. Maybe that's what we did earlier in class. Maybe that is going to child's pose, or feel free to just head straight back to downward dog. I'll meet you there. From downward dog, step or hop to the front of your mat, forward fold. On your inhale, lift part way. On your exhale, fold back down. On your inhale, come up to standing, reach your arms overhead. On your exhale, arms to your sides. All right, let's do that on the other side. When you're ready, starting with the figure four. Which, if you didn't have to take off your sweater, you might already be in. If not, bend your knees, cross your left leg over your right, and flex your left foot. Okay, find a comfortable spot here. Comfortable spot to hang out with your arms, and breathe. we'll slowly come to half moon, straightening your standing leg, releasing your left, and then tilting your hips, turning them toward the left, straightening your left leg, and arms out in a T, maybe reaching your right hand down toward the floor. You keep it lifted just above the floor, that's probably max difficulty. Or maybe you want to keep lifting up and down the whole time. And then let's slowly drop back to Warrior Two. And take a few breaths here. And then reverse your warrior, lifting your right arm up. Option to bring your left arm behind you towards your right thigh. And then come forward to side angle. You'll be leaving your left arm where it is and bringing your right arm under your right leg, reaching your hands toward each other. Gently unbind, come back to Warrior Two. Take an inhale here, and exhale, hands to the floor. Step your right foot back. Take whatever sort of vinyasa you do or do not want to take, and meet up in downward dog. From downward dog, let's shift forward to a plank, or modified plank if you want. And then we'll take a side plank, whichever side you want to do. Lift one arm up, don't let your hips sink toward the floor. Make sure you're still breathing. And then let's switch sides. Come back to center, normal plank, both hands on the ground. And if you'd like, let's do a couple of shoulder push-ups here if you prefer. Feel free to just hang out and plank. So again, the shoulder push-ups, lowering, bringing your shoulder blades closer together, and then lifting, separating your shoulder blades. Trying to keep the movement isolated to the muscles in your shoulders, not bending your wrists, not moving your hips. One more, and let's come to a child's pose. Knees down, hips back. Option, if you'd like to bring your palms together, bend your elbows, bring your hands toward the back of your head. Put your arms back out and walk them in towards you. So you come to a seat. And then, yes, we're coming to a seat. Sorry. We're just going to end seated today. So you can do whatever relaxing poses you'd like to do if you want. If you're ready for an end, we'll just take a couple moments here. Feel how your body feels. Like we did at the beginning of class, relax your shoulders down, let your elbows relax, your wrists relax, your forehead relax. Take a few breaths in and out through your nose. Fill your belly with your inhales. Release with your exhales. I hope you enjoyed yoga today and have a great rest of your day.